Oh, shit.
At least 7 police officers were shot, one of them fatally, in South Carolina on...
Connected to iPhone.
purposes, and police said the suspect was later arrested. Authorities said the incident began as an attempted delivery of a search warrant.
Suspect inside the residence opened fire on the investigators. 3 of our deputies were shot. The suspect continued to fire on other officers who responded to the scene to render aid to the wounded. Eventually, with the use of a bullet-resistant rescue vehicle, the wounded were evacuated and transported to area hospitals for treatment. The subject remained barricaded in the residence with children. The standoff lasted for approximately 2 hours.
Local TV station WBTW cited police saying the suspect surrendered to deputies after talking with a negotiator and was taken to a hospital for treatment.
Today we lost a good friend of mine, an officer that I've known for 30 years. Pray for the family who lost the bravest police officer that I have ever known.
South Carolina Governor Harry McMaster tweeted, "This is simply devastating news from Florence," and President Donald Trump added his own tweet saying, quote, "We are forever grateful for what our law enforcement officers do 24/7, 365.
That's fucking crazy. All right. Boy, I've been getting them subscribers the past couple of days. We almost there, guys. I get like a subscriber every day. And I appreciate it, but it's not enough. I need 2 subscribers every day. And then that might be enough. I'm not sure yet. But a subscriber a day, that's nice. I like that. Sounds nice to me. Yo. Not my hometown, because I'm not from this town, or city rather. But it's like, it's the biggest city close to my hometown. And before I moved back here to PA, it's the city I lived in for like 6 fucking years. I lived right there for 6 years. And like, okay, yeah, I lived in the hood. I ain't gonna fucking lie. The Ave, you know what I'm saying? Waverly Ave, gang, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? I lived in the dope boy section of town, but I was a dope boy, so it didn't bother me that much. You know what I'm saying? But out of all my times and years of living in Florence and living in the harshest part of the city, and actually being involved somewhat with the criminal underworld, I have never heard of one black dude shooting at motherfucking 6 and 7 cops and then killing one of them motherfuckers. And then let alone shooting at 6 or 7 cops, killing one, and then still getting taken into custody with his life intact. You know? Black people don't do that shit. We don't have standoff shootouts with the motherfucking cops. Even like the one black girl they killed, who kinda sorta had a standoff with the cops, but she ain't shoot at the cops. She just had a shotgun. She wouldn't come outside. Oh my God, I can't think of the girl's name. She wouldn't come outside, and that was all. She never fired one shot at the police, period. And they came in there, and they shot her and her fucking son and killed her. Like, killed her fucking dead. With her son in the house, stormed in, and fucking shot her. Dead. A black girl. Who remember that story? What was her name? Fucking shit. I'm so mad I can't remember her name. But this white dude, he shoots 7 cops, kill one of them, and they take him alive. And he barricaded himself in the house, and he had kids in the house, but they negotiated with him and talked him down and brought him out without killing him. Whereas same incident, this other young black girl barricaded herself in the house, had a gun, but she did not shoot at the officers. They still ran up in her crib and killed her dead. This is America. You know what I'm whipping up. You know what I'm whipping up. Hey, this is America. Guns in my area. Woo, I gotta carry them. Because this is America. 1 officer killed, 6 others wounded in shootout. The motherfucker walks away with his life. I'm so frustrated because, you know, nobody should die due to acts of needless violence, senseless violence. Like, but y'all should have killed that motherfucker to make a statement or something. But no, that's just...
We are going to begin with a deadly shooting in South Carolina. The targets were law enforcement officers. Tonight, a suspect is in custody.
How?
Sharika Duncan is following this and has late details for us.
Officer down at this time, going to be behind the residence, and the suspect was still firing. Use precaution.
1 officer is dead and 6 other law enforcement officers were wounded during a shooting in Florence, South Carolina, about 60 miles west of Myrtle Beach. Police say they were attempting to serve a search warrant. When they arrived, the gunman opened fire. The suspect is now in police custody.
Fire was being shot all over. The way the suspect was positioned, his view of fire was several hundred yards. So he had an advantage.
Around 5 this evening, Florence County emergency management officials posted this Facebook message. This evening, Florence...
I did not mean to do that, guys. My bad.
We are going to begin with a deadly shooting in South Carolina. The targets were law enforcement officers. Tonight, a suspect is in custody. Sharika Duncan is following this and has late details for us.
Officer down at this time, going to be behind the residence, and the suspect was still firing. Use precaution.
One officer is dead and 6 other law enforcement officers were wounded during a shooting in Florence, South Carolina, about 60 miles west of Myrtle Beach. Police say they were attempting to serve a search warrant. When they arrived, the gunman opened fire. The suspect is now in police custody.
Fire was being shot all over. The way the suspect was positioned, his view of fire was several hundred yards. So he had an advantage.
Around 5 this evening, Florence County emergency management officials posted this Facebook message warning that there is an active shooter incident in progress at this time. Officials asked people to stay away from the area while law enforcement crews responded.
Pray for these officers and their speedy recovery. Pray for the family who lost the bravest.
Pray? What the fuck they gonna do? Pray for a speedy recovery. Pray for the families who lost it. Oh my God. It's so Christian of South Carolinians. How about we pray this motherfucker get the goddamn death penalty? How about that? How about we... I was praying y'all would have killed that motherfucker instead of taking him into custody. But my prayers ain't been answered. Pray for the speedy recovery. Man, that shit don't fucking work, motherfucker. How about y'all pray to keep guns out of the hands of crazy white men? Yo, like, I swear, in incidents like this always fucking gets me. And now it's even more crazy because it's in my fucking hometown. It's in my hometown. A mass shooting. It's a mass shooting. It's more than one person got shot at. Everybody ain't died. One person died. But it's perpetrated by a white dude. Motherfucking white dudes go crazy as fuck with them guns. And everybody always want to point at Chicago and Detroit and LA about, places like Oakland and shit about black on black violence. But y'all always have to go to these fucking cities. Detroit, look at the violence in Detroit. It's like, yo, these white dudes do this shit all over the fucking country. All the way from South Carolina to Vegas to Nebraska to Ohio to Texas. Motherfucking Texas putting bombs on people's doorstep, blowing motherfuckers up, just strangers. Put a box on their doorstep, they open the box, they blow up. But then the black community is cited as the most violent because we're the most incarcerated group of people. That's by design. We are locked up by design. We get locked up for the smallest bullshit. Where the white boy rape a bitch behind a goddamn trash dumpster and he don't go to jail for rape. Where the white lady hang a baby by the neck, but she don't go to jail. She get probation and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And there's another report. The white girl talking about
Officers say a South Carolina's woman's plea to not be arrested because she's a very clean, thoroughbred white girl fell on deaf ears. 32-year-old Lauren Elizabeth Cutshaw was pulled over speeding through a stop sign at 60 miles per hour in Bluffton. Officers say she was slurring her words and a breathalyzer recorded her blood alcohol level at 0.18%. Police say Cutshaw gave a number of reasons why she shouldn't be arrested, including that she was a sorority girl who graduated from a high-accredited university and her partner is a cop. When officers asked what being a white, clean girl had to do with anything, they say she replied, "You're a cop. You should know what that means." She was taken to jail and now faces charges of drunken driving, speeding, and marijuana possession. Matt Uris for KDKA News.
And they just assume they're supposed to get away with this shit. I'm a clean, thoroughbred white girl. My boyfriend's a cop. Come on, you know what that means. You're not gonna arrest me for drunk driving because I got some weed on me. And then when the good cop actually does his fucking job, they're like so fucking shocked. Like, oh my God, I'm really going to jail. Yes. Yes, bitch. I'm too pretty to go to jail. Bitch, you ain't got no makeup on. You ain't pretty. That's the only thing that makes you pretty. And your attitude is shitty as fuck. So you ugly to the bone. You ugly to the bone. All the way through and through. I'm a thoroughbred white girl. Come on, you know what that means. No, I don't know what that means. My boyfriend's a cop. And you did 60 and a 30. I do 60 and a 30 sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. But she ran the stop sign. He said she blew that bitch like it wasn't even there. That's when you fucking fucked up, bitch. Because you could have really, really fucking killed somebody. You doing 60 and a 30? And you ran a stop sign? Woo, woo, woo. God damn. Wait a minute. You just disregard that. You ain't even stop for that bitch, huh? Like she went in. Oh, shit. Hey, pull this bitch over. Then you drunk. Yeah, I can see. I do 60 and 30, but I be sober. I be clear and functional. I don't got no drugs in me, and I'm gonna obey all the other road signs and laws, you know, like stop signs and yields and red lights and shit like that. I just drive fast. Come on, man. My car says 160 on the dash. How you just expect me to just do like 25 miles an hour all the way through town? Especially in the mornings when I be going to the gym. I try to be at the gym like 5:30, 6 o'clock. That's before the city really started moving. We live in like a small city, so it's not always busy like that. So early, like late at night, early in the morning, the wee hours, like fucking 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, ain't nobody be on the streets, yo. Not a lot of heavy traffic. Shall be flying through town. My girlfriend hates the way I drive. She fucking hates it, yo. Like, no lie. She holds that fucking the handle on the fucking door. Just grips the fuck out the fucking door handle when I be driving. Like, that shit is not gonna save you if we actually crash. You know what I'm saying? If something were to happen, like you holding on to the fucking door is not gonna make a big difference. And that's the thing I've told her though. Like, we've been together for a while. I've been driving like this the whole time she knows me, and I'm like, babe, I've never gotten in an accident. Knock on wood. Knock on some more wood. Damn. I hope I don't ever get in an accident either. You know what I'm saying? Please don't let me get in an accident. But I feel like I'm a fairly decent driver. So I have one minor itsy bitsy fender bender, and it was like, the dude was like, he was in a bigger truck, and his shit fucked my shit up, and my shit ain't even do no damage to his shit at all. So he was like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. He was like, he looked at his shit, and then looked at mine. He was like, it shouldn't cost that much to get that dent out. I'm like, yeah. He was like, all right then, have a good day. I was like, damn, I fucked my shit up in a little fender bender. But I was in a town that I wasn't familiar with, and there's fucking 3 lanes, and 2 of them are turning lanes going fucking left, and one of them is a lane that goes straight. I was in the middle turning lane, but it wasn't fucking marked. There wasn't any ground markers. There wasn't any fucking signs up that said, this is a turning lane only. A turning lane only. No, I'm lying. Because the guy had turned into me. So I was in the outside turning lane, and I tried to go straight. And I'm going straight, and the guy's but he's on my fucking right side, and I'm trying to go straight, and he's trying to turn left. And so he fucking smacked me in the side. I'm like, damn, dude, what the fuck is you doing? I thought your lane goes straight. He was like, nah, this is a turning lane too. He was like, these 2 lanes, both of these lanes turn. And I was like, I don't know how I was fucked up in that shit. I was in the wrong. Whatever the case was, I was in the wrong. But I ain't seen no fucking markers that told me I had to turn. I thought I could go straight, yo. Yo, Iron. Boy, you better get that fucking workout on, boy. Hey, boy, I love when I motivate a motherfucker, boy. That's all I be wanting, man. A little bit, that motivation, that shit kick in, nigga. Oh. Boy, I did legs today. Hey, boy, you better get up in there, boy. Wait till I gotta do chest tomorrow. Keep getting them cuts. Try to get them cuts back in there. Ooh, weighing in like a $170, $175. 37 years old. I don't look bad for 37, man. I look like I'm in my 20s still. You know what I'm saying? I give these young boys a run for their money, and I dare a motherfucker to try me. Put your hands on me if you want, boy. You know what I'm saying? I say you back in the goddamn gym. Hey, in 6 months, you gonna be feeling so good about yourself like I do. Well, my esteem is crazy. You know why? Because I don't mind taking off my shirt in front of anybody. I don't mind. I look good, motherfucking shit. Motherfucker my age 37 look like they, first of all, they 37, look like they 47. Motherfucking gut sticking out to here, hairline pushed back to here. You know what I'm saying? Humping they goddamn back. Fuck all that shit, bruh. Fuck all that shit, bruh. I appreciate it, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's all it take, man. A little bit of exercise. But I got one of my homies, and he was a fat dude, yo, no lie. He a little bit shorter than me, too. It's weird. Like, he was one of those little short, fat dudes. And he say one morning, he say him and his old lady got it in, you know what I'm saying? He and they grooving and sexing. And he say after they got finished, he just laying on the bed butt naked, laying on his back. And he was like, he looked down like that. He was like, dude, I couldn't see my dick. He was like, and it just hit me like, yo, I'm fat as fuck, yo. Like, he's like, dry. It was like, he was like, something just fucking clicked. He was like, just that, in that instant, he was like, this isn't right, yo. He's like, I couldn't see my dick, dude. And this motherfucker is a competition bodybuilder now. Like, yo, professional. And he's a health and fitness trainer at one of the biggest gyms in his community. Like, he is legit. He changed his entire physique, yo. That shit is fucking ridiculous how he did that shit, bro. Fucking ridiculous. But he said the hardest thing, though, is it ain't even the gym. For most people, there's like the hardest thing is changing what the fuck you eat, bro. Your diet is 90%, bro. Your diet is 90%. And I love showing my homeboy off too, cause goddamn, when I first started back training, well, I'm asking this dude questions like every other day, like, bro, what about this? Bro, what about that? Look, dude, what about this? I like, if I do it this way, what if I eat this? What if I eat that? There he go right here, yo. Before and after. Yeah, I know it's hard to see on this fucking camera and shit, but yeah, he was like a fat dude. And you even in the bad angle, you can see that fucking arm, boy. Boy, that motherfucker looks stupid crazy, son. I mean, his fucking tone and definition is, he's a professional. He went from that to that. Hey, yo, on some real shit. Like, anybody can do that shit, bro. And then when you see like the people he be training, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you can see a real difference. This dude, he wasn't out of shape, you know. He wasn't. You could tell he an older gentleman, but he wasn't out of shape right here. But said getting them cuts back in his ass, putting them fucking cuts on him, leaning his ass out and building that goddamn muscle. Once again, he's a. You can see right here on it says lost 30 pounds. He said this guy is a little bit soft around the edges. My man said and got him down 30 pounds, boy, and them cuts starting to poke out. Boy, that shit be crazy, bro. And with the kids, him and some more of his fucking clients, you ought to see what he be doing to these damn women, bro. They go a girl he working with. Boy, he be jacking these girls up. They ass be lifting up. They titties be raising up. Got the old head old head lady out there, grandma say I'm keeping my shit together. Miss Blondie, she trying to get her butt together. I see her doing them butt exercises. Yeah, now she's showing off what my man to help her get, yo. My man to help her get that body right. She's showing that shit off. Yeah, yo. And yeah, that's him right there. Comfort can't progress. You know what I'm saying? If you comfortable with yourself, you'll never progress. That's how I'm trying to be shaped, bruh. Them wide ass fucking shoulders and that V tapered coming down into a V with that slim waist. And no lie, I want to be shaped just like that, dude. Like, he has a fucking. See if I go to his photos. See some of his competition shit. That's his back, yo. God almighty. That motherfucker back looks stupid, boy. Jesus. Yo, that's that competition shit, man. I mean, every fucking muscle, bro. And then you see how the muscles sit right on top of his fucking spine like that. Man, that motherfucker probably pick up a bear. Yeah, I'm gonna keep training too, bro. I'm on the journey with you, man. Shit, hey. Every journey starts off with baby steps. All you gotta do is take that fucking first step. My man say you back in the gym. I commend you for that shit. You are taking control over your life, and now you about to just get that that chisel and that mallet and fucking chisel out however you want your goddamn body to look, man. I'm gonna chisel my fucking 6-pack, nigga. Yeah, that bitch like, some more. For the last month, I ain't been doing nothing but focusing on my shoulders. I ain't gonna lie. Get them fucking shoulders big. Like I said, I want that fucking wide ass shoulder. Have that shit tapered down. I ain't really been doing a lot of core exercises in a minute. I'll probably focus on that in the next month or so. Maybe like December and January. Like just really, really throw in a fucking core exercise like every day. Well, every day I go to the gym and probably make like one day just all core exercises for a couple months until I start getting that shit right. Alright. What were we talking about? Oh, back to this shootout in Florence, yo. Crazy. Still can't believe that shit, yo.
We are going to begin with a deadly shooting in South Carolina. The targets were law enforcement officers. Tonight, a suspect is in custody. Jerika Duncan is following this and has late details for us.
Officer down at this time, going to be behind it.
Duncan is following this and has late. We are going to begin with.
At least 7 police officers were shot, one of them fatally, in South Carolina on Wednesday. That's according to emergency services and police, who say the suspect was later arrested.
We're going to take you now to Florence, South Carolina, where officials are giving an update on a shooting that occurred this afternoon, killing one officer. Let's listen in.
I don't have any further information to release on the condition of our deputies at this time, but as more information is known, we'll supplement. We know that at times, this is a dangerous job, and our deputies readily and bravely accept that challenge. We ask for your prayers for the wounded and their families at this time. Now I'll turn it over to Sheriff Boone.
You know, officers put their life on the line every day. You never know when you leave your home if you're going to return home. A lot of the officers don't get the respect they deserve. This situation's hit home. We've had several officers that were injured, several officers shot. It's a terrible situation. Richland County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Leon Lott, I called him. Richland County's working crime scene, also their lab, and we have peer support from Charleston County, Sheriff Cannon, and also Lee, Eric Skidmore. So there's going to be a lot of officers going to need counseling that were there when the incident occurred. These officers went there unknowing the firepower the suspect had. And again, they thought it was a random search warrant. But when they arrived, gunfire started. Several officers were hit. I want to thank Florence Police.
Then this is what I don't understand. Then why don't they prepare for the white man the same way they prepare for the black man? If they serve a search warrant on black people in the hood, man, they come with motherfucking SWAT teams for these motherfuckers. Like we the most deadliest, violent motherfuckers on the earth, and we not. We all know this when we hear stories like this. So it's a white dude. Okay, you got his picture. You got his. He's obviously been in the system before. You're going to serve a search warrant. Why don't you go to his fucking residence, souped up with fucking SWAT, and have 7, 8 officers ready? You know what I'm saying? Oh, because he lives in a nice part of town and he's not black, so we're just gonna go serve the warrant. He's gonna cooperate, and we don't know what, we didn't know he had this type of firepower. He's white and he's from the South. Huh? Like all white dudes in the South have guns, big guns. They love their shit. They love Texas, Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi. The motherfuckers love their shit down there. They love it. So how, you weren't prepared. And now they want everybody to feel sad, you know what I'm saying? But I don't have any violent offenses on my record at all. And I swear to God, one time there was a fucking accident. Well, it wasn't an accident. They served a warrant at my address in Florence, South Carolina. Served the warrant at my address for a name that I honestly swear to God never heard this dude's name before. Some man's name. I can't even remember the first or last name, but it was a guy's name. And I had 2 girls in the crib. But we in there going. Boy, it was crazy, bruh. I'm in there doing the thing. Oh, shit, with 2 girls. Man, we in there part of this shit, so the police knock, you know the police knock. Doom, 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 doom. I'm like, oh shit, boy, my dick was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I get a goddamn, I throw a towel on, I'm butt ass naked. I throw a towel around me, right? I go peek out the goddamn window, out the door. I said, oh shit, hey bro. I told the girls, I was like, yo, they fucking cops outside. They was like, huh? I was like, yo, put some clothes on, man. Put some clothes on. They fucking cops outside right now. I ain't even put no clothes on. I said, fuck, I just kept the towel on me. I ain't did shit, you know what I'm saying? I opened the goddamn door. What's up? We got a warrant for Jamal Brown or whoever. I'm like, who? They said the name again. I was like, bruh, I don't know that. I don't know that person. this is the last known address for this suspect. Shit, dude, y'all could, hey, come in, y'all. This motherfucker is not here. Hey, I'm the only dude. I'm the only man in this house. Yeah, me and 2 girls in here, bro. They came in. We been smoking and everything. The one young white cop to my. Smells like you've been having a party. Then I don't know, man. I was young then. You know what I'm saying? I had on my fireplace mantle. I had I just kept bottles like empty bottles. It was the graveyard. I got motherfucking big ass Grey Goose bottles and Belvedere bottles and Absolute bottles and the other cop looking at that shit. Yo, it was 3 cops at my fucking front door, vest up, shotgunned up. 3 cops standing on the porch at the front door. 2 more cops in the yard. That's 5 cops in front of the house. 3 of them came in. 2 of them stayed in the yard, in the front yard. And there was 2 more cops in the backyard. I didn't even know that until everybody started coming out. They searched around the house. I still see the 2 cops in the front. The 3 cops come out the house. And then 2 more cops come from behind the house. I said, God damn, well, y'all sent 7 motherfuckers over here? 7. The service search warrant in a fucking hood? Come on, man. But they send 2 cops. They send 2 cops to serve a search warrant for this dude. And they got shot at. Then they had to call some more cops, and they got shot at. Yo, y'all putting pressure on the wrong people, man. Y'all put pressure on the wrong set of people, bruh. Word. That's what be killing me.
Those guys were they were minutes away and assisted us as well. You know, it's great when you do have that relationship with other officers and other agencies that you call in for help, and we can work as one entity. I would ask that you please put these families of these officers in your prayers. Please lift them up.
And this Bible Belt shit with just praying. Please put these families in your prayers. When y'all shot Tamir Rice, Philando Castile, when you hung Sandra Bland, did y'all say, oh, the little motherfucker shouldn't have been playing with a gun. He went and got shot. And Philando went in the reef. Y'all don't say, oh, can you put this family in your prayers? Y'all never say that shit when the cops get shot at. Now everybody wanting to pray for the cops. That's your job. Ain't nobody tell you. Like, yo, I want to be an art teacher because I don't like getting shot at. I almost went to the military, and then I thought twice about it and changed my mind because I don't like getting shot at. I had plenty chances and opportunities to be a part of a gang. Why didn't want to do that? Because I don't like getting shot at. If your occupation, if you go into an occupation knowing that there is a likelihood of you being shot at, and then you actually do get shot at, I'm not gonna pray for you, motherfucker. Like, you knew what the fuck this shit was to start with. Who the fuck supposed to pray for you, man? That's your job. You know what I'm saying? That's how. If teachers get shot at, okay, pray for the teachers, cause they ain't signed up to get shot at. You know, a cop, you a cop, bruh. What you? That's your job, is to expect being shot at. That's why you wear a bulletproof vest and you carry a gun yourself, just in case somebody shoots at you. And when it happens, now we're supposed to start praying for you and your family and stuff. That don't even make no sense to me, man. And everybody keeps saying it over and over. Let's talk about this fucking suspect. What's his name? How old is he? How many people was in the house barricaded with him while he was shooting at the cops? How many times have he been arrested? Where his parents said, who his wife and his spouse, who is his employer? And let's go through his whole fucking history like they do everybody else. And how come this motherfucker was able to be talked down and taken into custody alive? Once again, Dylan Roof taken in alive.
victims in this case need all the help and support we can give them. We're going to make sure they're taken care of. And I would ask you, please, those who live in Vintage Place, bear with us. We know this chaotic. We realize that what's going on, they don't understand. But I ask that you please bear with us. I ask that the people that live in Vintage Place off my road. This area is safe.
Florence, South
Suspect
Carolina.
is in custody.
The suspect is in
But
custody.
we'll probably go through the night working those crime scenes as well. And any additional information would probably have to come from Sheriff Lott, Richland County.
He shot 7 cops. He killed one of them. The suspect is in custody. Like, how? How, dude? How? They say the one motherfucker who shot up that club, the gay club in Florida or whatever, the black dude, supposed to be like some black supremacist or something. He was held up in a building somewhere or something like that. They say they drove a little drone, a little 4-wheeler remote control drone in there and blew his ass the fuck up. No evidence. How come y'all ain't drive a drone and ain't blow this dude up? Y'all had to talk him down. Look, we're trying to negotiate with you. What if we give you complete immunity? That's what it is, man. That's for your job. You a bullet dodger. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shit. Pow, pow, pow. Oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, half of my vest caught him. But sometimes you get caught right here, a caught right here, a caught right there, and that vest can't stop that shit. Hey. Comes with the territory, bro. Did you read your motherfucking job application? Upon receiving employment for this police department, you may die in the line of duty. Huh? Sounds logical. Sign your name on it. Can you please pray for these families? Nah. I don't pray for no cops now. I don't pray for no military families or nothing either, man. Y'all, that's what y'all. You want to go to the army? You want to go to motherfucking Iraq and sit in the desert? If motherfucker, you go invade all these people countries and patrol their streets with your tanks and shit. If somebody shoot at you, hey, bro, that's what you signed up for. Because I know for a fact, if China try to invade America, it won't just be our military. It'll be American citizens, just like these law-abiding, gun-owning Senate people. They're going to shoot back. You know what I'm saying? It just won't be military. It'll be citizens trying to stop the occupation of their nation if it were ever to happen in this country. And so when you go to countries and you occupy their countries, yeah, civilians probably even take shots at you. But that's part of the game, bruh. That's how that shit go. You better wear a helmet. Put it goddamn Kevlar helmets. Come on, man. I still can't believe it. Yo, right in my home fucking town, yo. My hometown, this dude shot at 7 cops. This shit happened yesterday. Damn, bro, I swear to God, bro, I was just down there, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. I was just down in South Carolina. I had death in the family. One of my uncles passed away. And I didn't go to Florence because most of my family lives in a neighboring town. But, I mean, I was right down there. And like I said, I lived in Florence for 6 years. I know exactly where this is at. I know exactly where this shit is. It's close to our fucking mall, bro. It's like a half a mile from the fucking mall. That shit is crazy. And this dude is alive. Nobody said his name yet, though. I want to see if I notice. I went to high school with that motherfucker. Oh, shit. You a crazy cop killer? Oh, damn. I remember you used to be popping them Xannies and perks back in the day. Yeah, I knew you was going to go crazy.
County Sheriff's Office, who was assisting us as far as the crime scene and the investigation is concerned. please lift up this family, because they need it. You know, these officers witnessed something, seeing their fellow officers stuff down. Fire was being shot all over. The way the suspect was positioned,
it wasn't like a movie, guys. It was really real. Like they saw their comrades down on the ground.
So he had an
this guy was shooting at us like.
And the officers couldn't get to the ones that's down.
We couldn't get to the ones. Yeah, it's not like in a movie, is it, bro?
But thanks to
real life, real life.
Armored personnel carrier, we made sure that all the officers that were shot were protected and brought for medical attention. But as far as investigation, probably need to turn that over to Sheriff Lott. They worked this particular case as well. And just keep our officers and our agencies in your prayers. Thank you.
Now he gonna say pray.
Ladies and gentlemen, please bear with me.
He gonna talk about praying too. Swear to God, I know it. Watch.
Today will mark a very horrific day in the annals of the Florence Police Department. Today we lost a good friend of mine, an officer that I've known for 30 years. We have 3 other officers at this particular time who are receiving attention at this hospital.
That'll be alright though. Florence got one of the biggest hospitals on the fucking East Coast. Their main branch, that shit is like, I think they said it's fucking 196 acres. That's how much their main hospital facility. That's how big the land. It's fucking massive. McLeod. Look up that hospital system, McLeod Hospital System in South Carolina. That shit is massive. They got like 4 major buildings, like big ass fucking buildings. It takes up like a fucking mile of one side of the street. Then they got all these facilities on the other side of the street, and then not to mention all their little fucking like little Medicare facilities they got in every little town, every little county, everywhere. Like ReadyCare or some shit. McLeod. That shit every fucking where, yo. Hospital big as fuck. They'll be alright. Them cops will be alright. They're gonna get the best care. Get the best care that Florence can give them. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they'll be back on the streets in no time. Out there kicking ass and taking names. Florence, South Carolina's finest. They never got me though. Never. Try to put me in a pen. They too smart for them cops, man. You know the easiest way not to go to jail? Don't do shit illegal. I mean, it sounds obvious. It sounds like the answer that almost everybody would say. But most people don't even know that, yo. Like, the easiest way to stay out of jail is not to do things that are illegal. You know what I'm saying? But also, you must always remember, it's not a crime if you don't get caught. That's why black people ain't that fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? We not gonna shoot at the cops, cause you gonna get caught. We try to do shit where we not gonna get caught. Even when we kill other motherfuckers, we try to do it in a way where we ain't gonna get caught. Sometimes we still get caught. But if we know we shoot at cops, we definitely gonna get caught. And that's too stupid for us to do. We don't do dumb shit like that. Some other people do, but most of the time black people aren't that fucking stupid. What up, brother? Good morning.
I can only echo the sentiments of the sheriff and ask for, at this particular time,
not prayers.
Prayers.
Oh, you gonna ask for more prayers
of every human being who knows the Lord Jesus Christ to pray for these officers.
There is no Jesus. Never existed. There is no factual text for the existence of Jesus Christ. This dude is about to give a sermon. This is the only thing I hate about the South. You old Bible Belt motherfuckers, man. Pray everybody on the face of the earth who believes in Jesus Christ, please. Just pray to God. For what? Did Trump get fucking... I'm not going to say that. Did Trump get impeached? Let's say that word instead. I almost said a different word. And then I would have had FBI at my door. There's a lot of different things we can pray for right now. I know I sound harsh. I know I sound like a fucking asshole, like a dick. I'm just speaking as my true feelings though, man. I'm just saying, bro. And it's only so riveting to me because this, like I say over and over, yo, I lived here. I lived in this city for 6 fucking years. And like this shit is happening not far from where I used to live at. And it's like, oh, pray for us. Well, when I was going to the city council meetings and we were trying to look at our budget for 2008 to see what we were going to do with the city funds and stuff, they said, oh, well, let's put up some cameras, some surveillance cameras in the high drug traffic areas where the year before you just previously put up a tennis court and a swimming pool on the white side of town. Meanwhile, for the past 4 years, you've been saying you're going to give the poor black area a Boys and Girls Club and update our recreational center and give us another fucking basketball court. But y'all, you'd rather not use the city funds on that. You're going to put in surveillance cameras instead. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. How about we pray for more resources and facilities on the west side of town so that the black kids can have something to do after school? I'll pray for that. I'm more than willing to pray for that.
They were responding to the scene of an incident where they knew that their brothers from the sheriff's office, their brothers and sisters from the sheriff's office were in need. As we all do, and they do for us. I want to thank this community for reaching out already. I want to thank all of my brothers and sisters in blue from around this country who are already reaching out. We will take care of our family because this is my family. These officers are my family. We will take care of them and we will take care of their loved ones. But I want you to please pray for these officers and their speedy recovery. Pray for the family who lost the bravest police officer that I have ever known.
Really making it sound good right there, but he's the bravest police officer. He's braver than me. My brother was a cop. My brother wasn't nearly as brave as this dude. Bravest cop I ever met in my entire life. I actually know somebody who works on the Florence Police Department. I know a couple people who work there. I should call up my homeboy Michael Swearinger and get some juicy inside details. Because they still have not said this dude's name yet. I've been waiting for the suspect's name. Like, who is he? I said I lived and worked in Florence for 6 years. I know people. And I know people who know people. I know people who know people who I know. Boozy, what's up? I want to know who the fuck this dude is who killed the fucking cop, the cop killer. Who is the Florence cop killer? Ooh. I knew the Darlington bomber. Because he went around bombing shit. Now, there's a good chance I may know the Florence cop killer. Somebody has to say his name. Come on, man. I listened to like 3 stories and nobody says his name yet.
Continue our breaking news coverage out of Florence County tonight after 5 law enforcement officers were shot. One of those officers shot and killed. Our Michael Fuller has made his way to Florence. Now he is on the ground at the scene with the latest on what's going on. Michael, good evening.
Good evening to you, JR. You know, as you mentioned earlier, we know that one officer is dead, and we're live here on the scene now. And I will tell you, although the sun is setting, it has been quite a chaotic time here. If you take a look around me, this is Hoffmeyer Road. As you can see, that is Ebenezer down there. The traffic has just kind of been really backed up. There are several law enforcement officers that are around this area. It is a strong presence. What we know that there are several people here who have actually been here for quite some time who are trying to get to their homes down that way, but they can't do it because the street is blocked off. We're actually going to pull in Angela. She is one of the folks who has been here for quite some time. And Angela, I mean, I guess just set the scene for us. Tell us, what have you experienced while being here in this time?
I have never in my life experienced anything like this before. I have been sitting here now for at least an hour.
You hear that? You hear that South Carolina accent, yo? That's a black woman talking to you. Yeah, yo.
Their homes down that way, but they can't do it because the street is blocked off. We're actually going to pull in Angela. She is one of the folks who has been here for quite some time.
Listen to the accent real quick.
I mean, I guess just set the scene for us. Tell us, what have you experienced while being here in this time?
I have never in my life experienced anything like this before.
Experienced anything like this before? An hour.
I checked on the kids. They are doing fine. The only thing I can say right now is pray for us, pray for my neighbors, pray for my kids. Hopefully they will let us go home shortly.
Shortly.
Do you live in the area where the incident took place?
Yes, we do live in this area. That's why I said we have never experienced this before. This is just terrifying.
I mean, just tell us, I mean, what has it been like?
Nobody is saying this guy's name. We have never experienced anything like this before.
Hey, Ryan.
Nah, it's real shit, bro. Hey, Ryan. Nah, that's real shit. The white dude shot 7 cops, killed one of them, like right in my hometown. But they caught him alive. They talked him out the house. I guess after he ran out of bullets and shit, he was like, all right, listen. I'm coming out with my hands up. After you done killed somebody, and they let him come out, and they put him in cuffs, and they took him to the jailhouse. You shot 7 cops. Nah. Word up.
Hey, Greg. Listen, Now, NRA spokeswoman Dana Loesch, in my opinion, is a loathsome human being. She gets paid basically to spew propaganda on behalf of gun manufacturers. But she is also ardently pro-police. So what happens in a situation where those two beliefs, the ability to want to sell guns to everybody, and Blue Lives Matter, what happens when they collide? Well, recently we found out when she aired a segment on Botham Shem Jean. Now, he's, of course, somebody that I've covered as well. He's a 26-year-old black man who was shot and killed when an off-duty officer, Amber Geiger, went into the wrong apartment. That's according to the official story. There's a lot in this story that doesn't add up, that doesn't make sense. So now she decided to have Jeff Houston, who's an NRA Carry Guard Director of Operations, on her show to talk about this, and they get into a discussion about how it's strange. So let's get to that right now.
One of the other things that seems kind of extraordinary to me, when you go into somebody's house, things smell different, right? I mean, granted, the lights are off. It's still going to kind of look different. It's going to kind of feel different. It's going to smell different because it's just, there's different stuff and different people that live there. And I would just think, I don't know, maybe I'm assuming too much. And granted, 15-hour shift, that's a long shift. But still, your senses hit you before anything else does. And that, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but that seems that would obviously wake you up.
Yeah, you would think so. And you know, okay, 15-hour shift, yeah, that's a long day. And, you know, the job that the police officer has is often strenuous and can take a toll on you. But look, after 15 hours of hard work, one should not be in such a state of, you know, discoherence that you're walking in not knowing that you're in your own place. So there's just something strange going on here. Not happy with this, obviously. You know, a guy is dead that did not need to be. So the Rangers will do a good job of investigating this, but it's just a tragic thing.
Right.
Okay. So far the discussion hasn't really gotten crazy, right? It's actually like they're trying so hard to be like, no, cops, man, you know how much we love cops, but oh man, this situation is you gotta admit, it's kind of fishy, super fishy, and I get it. I agree with that. Nobody just walks into the wrong house or apartment and doesn't think that there's something wrong. But let's be honest, we don't know what actually happened. Witnesses have pointed out that those doors cannot be left ajar. That is Geiger's defense. Apparently her newest defense is, the door was open. But if the door was open, and which it can't be, by the way, then why'd you put your key in? But if you put your key in, you would find out that the key didn't actually fit the lock. There's so much stuff that doesn't add up, right? But even so, even if it was ajar, which is impossible, those are heavy doors, those slam shut, right? But even so, even if she's going to continue to go with that defense, because I don't know, maybe there's a door stop or something, keeping it open, well, that would be suspicious. And then you just walk in, and then you see a shadow or something, or silhouette, and then you fire. That's apparently her story, right? But look, I'm going through all this because, again, there's a lot that doesn't add up. If you want to have a discussion on that, which is what they were doing, perfectly fine. Okay? Look, another piece of evidence that they talked about was witnesses have said that they've heard a woman's voice shouting, "Let me in." A lot of strange things going on here, right? So if they had left the discussion at that, well, I wouldn't be doing this segment. It'd be fine. But here's where it starts to get a little controversial, a little problematic.
Blame the victim. Blame the dead guy.
You know, this could have been very different if Botham Jean had been, say, he was a law-abiding gun owner and he saw somebody coming into his apartment. I don't think there's any context in that the action would have been justified. I mean, if I see somebody coming into my house and I'm not expecting them and they're walking in like they own the place, I would act to defend myself. And this could have been very differently had he actually had a firearm on him. Maybe it would be a different individual. She might be the one carried out.
I understand what she's saying. If only Botham Shem Jean had a gun. And then what? He would have shot a cop. Or possibly would have shot a cop. Or would be dead anyway. And then they would blame him. Oh, look at that. See, he's got a gun. He had a gun. He threatened my life. I'm a police officer. What are you going to believe? Look, here's the thing. If it's between Blue Lives Matter and a paycheck from the gun lobby, well, Dana Loesch, I think, says, pretty much, give me that money. I'll take it. Again, we don't know what happened, right? But my take is he can't just walk into someone's house.
We do know what happened. The bitch said, oh, I walked into the wrong apartment. I thought it was my apartment. But then you find a photograph of this bitch with both of them and two other girls, like they're out on a date and having a good time. You know this man. You know him. You've taken pictures with him previously when he was alive. And now all of a sudden you say you walk into the wrong apartment thinking it was yours. You saw somebody in there and you immediately drew on them and fired, killing them. And then you turn the lights on and you realize it's the dead black guy that you were hanging out with a while ago. Dick must have been good. She got that chocolate banana one time, and he is like, I don't want to fuck with you like that. I just fuck with you like that. And then she come in there, and neighbors in the building heard a lady shouting, "Let me in! Let me in!" And then gunshots. That sounds somewhat premeditated to me. But who knows? He's a cop. Come on. She's a cop. I'm a cop, man. I was doing what I was trained to do. So you're not gonna lock me up, right? I'm getting off with this, right? If I just say, I thought it was my apartment. I was tired. I worked a 15-hour shift. I was just confused. And I really thought it was my apartment. Your key doesn't fit. Oh, the door is open. The door can't be left open. Well, look, man, we gotta come up with a better story now. Oh yeah, I ain't forget about that story either. That shit is. We'll wait to see this Amber Geiger chick get prosecuted. See how that shit plays out. She probably gets acquitted.
Them and claim, well, I didn't know it was my apartment. It's not my floor. But you should have noticed that. You should have noticed that. Her take is that, well, I guess he should have had a gun. He might still be alive if he had a gun, but then there would be a dead police officer still in uniform. And River, Botham Shamjan, is a black man. What do you think that story would have been? If her situation had happened, Dana Loesch should be talking about, how dare this black man shoot this woman,
innocent
this
white
police
cop
officer?
Yeah.
How dare he? What a thug. You don't think that would have happened? Look, it's not as if the NRA has come to the defense of black men who have had guns. There's that man that was gunned down in his own car, and he was a legal gun owner, shot by police. Did the NRA say anything about that? No, and the NRA has a history, and right-wingers have a history of shutting down the gun rights of African Americans. Funny story. Ronald Reagan was governor of California.
And when the Black Panthers started marching the streets with them guns, Ronald Reagan changed the fucking law. Oh, we can't have these niggas out here with guns. And they made SWAT. SWAT was created to combat the Black Panthers. And Ronald Reagan, the governor of California, changed the laws on the books so that black people couldn't open carry guns.
And Black Panthers, well, they said, I have a right to have guns. I have a right to carry around guns. So they did, and they carried some guns into the state capitol, which was perfectly legal at the time. Ronald Reagan put in gun control so fast, it would make Wayne LaPierre's head spin. Why? It's because scary black guys, guns, can't have it. But when it comes to white people, well then, we're going to have all the gun rights in the world for them. This is a smokescreen. They don't, look, they actually don't believe in gun rights for African Americans. But, of course, this is a nice little cover. Because, look, the NRA actually does want to sell more guns, and they don't care who they sell them to. So here's Dana Loesch stuck in the strange position of, like, Blue Lives Matter or my fat gun paychecks. Well, fat gun paychecks it is. Look, this situation is not a situation of who should have been armed. I actually want to know the facts. I actually want to know what really happened. Why she was there. Why she was banging on the door to get in. Why she really shot Botham Jean. Because the story that we're getting right now, I don't know. I don't believe it. I think there's definitely more to it. And we gotta wait till the facts come out. But as far as she goes, the NRA take is always going to be self-serving and always going to be gross, as evidenced by what we just saw. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.
A search warrant describes more of the evidence collected at Botham Jean's apartment the day after he was shot and killed by an off-duty Dallas police officer. Hello, I'm Heather Hayes.
I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. Among the items listed in the document are cartridge casings, a backpack with police equipment, and marijuana.
Welcome back to AM Joy. That report from a...
Let's talk shit about the dead black guy so that we have a reason not to feel bad and not for the police to say, let's pray for his family. Let's pray for his family. Let's keep him in our prayers. Like this other incident, you know what I'm saying? It's real different when a cop kills a black person. Nobody asks for prayers for that family. And this guy ain't do nothing. But after he died, we went in his apartment, we started searching around, and we found weed in there. Huh? Who the fuck cares? He's dead now. What, you gonna prosecute him and put him in jail? Look, pull him out the morgue. Put this motherfucker in county for 90 days, simple possession.
Local Fox affiliate in Dallas, Texas sparked outrage this week and allegations that the media and the police are trying to smear Botham Jean, the 26-year-old black man who was gunned down in his own apartment by an off-duty police officer. The Fox affiliate tweeted about the search warrant on the same day as his funeral. Last week, Jean, a 2016 college graduate who worked at PricewaterhouseCoopers and was a song leader at his local church, was shot and killed in his home by Dallas police officer Amber Geiger. According to the Dallas Morning News, Geiger told police that she mistook Jean's apartment for her own and that the door was ajar. Geiger says that when she entered, she saw a silhouette and thought she was being burglarized. She said she drew her gun, gave commands that Jean ignored, and then fired twice. But lots of people are raising questions about Geiger's story, which has shifted on some details. And according to an attorney for Jean's family, 2 people reported hearing knocking and a woman's voice saying, "Let me in," before the shooting. Geiger was arrested on manslaughter charges 3 days after she killed Jean and is now free on bail. But now Botham Jean's family wants to know why police seem to be treating him as if he were the culprit instead of the victim.
To have my son smeared in such a way, I think shows that they're persons who are really nasty, who are really dirty, and are going to cover up for the devil, Amber Geiger. And I want to find out
Call that bitch a devil.
Whether the toxicology reports on Amber has been released, because she was the murderer.
Joining me now is Esley Merritt, attorney for the family of Botham Jean, not Jean. Sorry, I apologize for my pronunciation. And so, Mr. Merritt, let's talk about this case. I think the thing that outraged people the most about the treatment of this young man after he was killed was the idea that his apartment was searched and the release of information of drugs being found in the apartment. Is that the normal course of business? And what is the family's comment on that?
It's not the normal course of business if you're investigating a non-police officer. If you're investigating a normal suspect and you believe they committed a crime as serious as murder, then the warrants you execute will produce evidence probative of that crime. The fact that the detectives sought a warrant, and that's very important. It's not just what they found in the home or alleged to found in the home. They sought a warrant looking for evidence of drug paraphernalia or other criminal activity. That's what they went to a judge and asked for. And that evidence would not be probative of the crime that they were investigating at all. They could only serve one purpose, which would be to smear the image of Botham Jean.
And I think let's clear up a couple of other things. Did Mr. Jean know Ms. Geiger?
There's no evidence we have that he knew Ms. Geiger. We've talked extensively with his friends, with his family, who he was very close to. We checked phone records and contact information. We don't believe the two know each other at all.
Was there, to your knowledge, ever a noise complaint
there was that picture
or
of them
any
two
other
together,
interaction between the two of them in terms of complaints from Ms. Geiger about Mr. Jean?
We haven't been able to confirm the noise complaint. There was a noise complaint to his home that day, but after speaking with the office managers, they weren't able to nail down where the noise complaint came from. It may have originated from administration versus a resident.
Is it true that Ms. Geiger lived directly below Mr. Jean?
She did live directly below him. That part is true.
And is the family aware of whether her apartment had a doormat? Because his apartment had a bright red, very distinctive doormat.
Her apartment her apartment door did not have a doormat. It certainly didn't have a red one, but there was no doormat there at all. There were other indicators, such as the floor number being displayed on the wall and the hallways being distinctly different, because each apartment complex generally had a doormat in front of it that would have distinguished her floor from his floor. We don't believe that she accidentally ended up in his apartment. His door wasn't coincidentally open on the day that she decided to accidentally walk into his apartment. We believe that much to be demonstratively false.
And the door being ajar or not ajar has been a tricky kind of thing to follow, because it seems that Ms. Geiger's story may have changed from the door was locked and her key wouldn't work to the door was ajar. To your knowledge, are the doors in that apartment complex capable of being left ajar without being propped open by something?
No, those are fire doors, and they slam shut. They have a sure slam on them. I've been in Mr. Jean's apartment. I've pulled it open slowly versus quickly. Those doors slam shut every time you hold them open. And in each version of her story, neither made sense. In the first version of the story, she was playing at the door. He swung it open and surprised him. The second version was really strange. The version captured by the Rangers, which says it was ajar, which it couldn't be, and then that she used the force of her key to swing the door open. But as I described, those doors swing shut. They slam shut. They don't swing open.
And the last question before I bring in the panel, to your knowledge, was Mr. Jean in the habit of leaving his apartment door unlocked?
No, Mr. Jean did not leave his door unlocked. He was a very meticulous accountant. He paid very close attention to detail, and his safety was a priority for him. He had a routine. He came into the door. He had a bowl right next to the door where he dropped his keys in. He wouldn't have been the type to leave it unlocked or ajar.
Would you mind, Mr. Mayor, just staying with us for a few minutes? I want to bring the panel in. Do you mind?
Please.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. I'm Tiffany Cross, managing editor at the BTC, is still with me. And joining us now is MSNBC media analyst Eric Deggans and the police chief of Ferguson, Missouri, Delrish Moss. And Tiffany, I know you had a question for Mr. Merritt.
Yeah, Mr. Merritt, I've read that investigators have downloaded the electronic data from the door locks, and I'm wondering what, if anything, will that reveal, and when do we expect to get the results?
Sure, that's going to be very important information. They've captured not only Mr. Jean's door, but also Ms. Geiger's door below. Those every time the key is used successfully, have electronic key. Every time that it's used successfully, it leaves an electronic footprint. And so they should be able to know whether Amber Guyger accessed her apartment prior to accessing or entering Mr. Jean's apartment. They won't be able to tell if the door was left open, unfortunately, but if she in fact went to her apartment first, they will be able to capture that information.
I want to bring in Delrish Moss. And Delrish, thank you for being here. The police chief of Ferguson, Missouri, a longtime police officer, who worked in Miami, in the Miami area for a long time. So I know that you know of what you speak, sir. And so walk me through this. Is it normal after a police officer shoots someone, in general, not commenting on your particular police department specifically, but in general, is it normal for police to search the home of the decedent, of the deceased person, to look for drugs?
Well, I think in this case, the reason for the search of the decedent's home is because that's where the actual shooting took place. One of the things you're going to do is go in and look for fruit of whatever you think might have led up to the shooting. This is a homicide investigation. And so on a homicide investigation, you will search the place where the actual shooting took place.
Is it normal to share the results of that search with the media?
Well, typically what happens is that you file an information with the clerk's office basically saying these are the things that we found. And a lot of journalists, I know, especially with the Miami Herald, they typically go to the clerk's office and they get that, which is public record. Now, actually going out and sharing it is not something that we normally do, but having it available where it's public record is the normal course of business.
And it does seem that Ms. Guyger, Delrish, has told a lot of different stories about, what happened that night. How quickly after a shooting are police officers typically required to file an actual official statement of what happened?
Well, one of the things that happens is this becomes a criminal investigation. And so just like the ordinary citizen, the police officer has the rights afforded by Miranda. So in some cases, if a police officer shoots and someone dies, they can't be forced to give a statement, because if they're forced to give that statement, then it's not admissible in court.
Let me go to Eric Deggans, because the other outrage this week, not only the fact that Mr. Jean's home was searched, that this information that drugs were found was released, that seemed to be a way of sort of making him look like he was some sort of suspect. He was in his own house, but the media's role in this, the fact that the Fox News affiliate tweeted that out, elicited a lot of reaction. What did you make of that this week, Eric?
Well, what's interesting to me about this, it does remind me a bit of what happened when Trayvon Martin was killed so many years ago in Florida, where I'm based. I have a book out called Race Baiter, where I talk about how race in media works. And so I took a hard look at how the Trayvon Martin case became a national media issue. And one of the things that happens is when you have a deadly event like this, where there are only two witnesses, the person who was killed and the person who killed them, there is this rush in the media to get any detail that people think may have some bearing on what happened, and a rush to report those details regardless of how it will impact the image of the victim or the image of the person who killed the person. And what we learned in Trayvon Martin is that it's very, there's this rush to sort of characterize who the victim is and try to see if that has some bearing on what happened in the situation, and often that can be unfair. If in the heat of the moment, obviously this officer may not know who this person is or what their background was or anything like that. But there is a rush to get these details and put them out in the public space, because the public is hungry for details about what may have happened, the background of the officer and the background of the person who was killed. Yeah. And I do think as media outlets, we have to be more sensitive about what kind of details will come out and how they may affect how we see both the victim and the person who killed them.
Yeah, indeed. Let me play Dallas Mayor Mike Rawlings responding on Thursday to the release of information about Mr. Jean.
There are many in social media and new outlets that want to spread false innuendos. Bo was a great man, and I am disturbed today at those that try to besmirch his reputation. Shame on you. Stop it.
I think a lot of the emotion around the way that this was handled, Tiffany, is because this was a Fox outlet. It was a Fox News outlet.
Right, and that's very typical and very consistent with their playbook. And you talked a lot about this in the Trayvon Martin documentary that Eric was mentioning. And again, we see not only was Mr. Jean not accused of a crime, he wasn't arrested. He was just living in his home. And for people who constantly want to refute anything where you mention race, I would just ask that people question, if this were a white woman in her apartment and an off-duty black police officer entered her home and shot her, would it matter that there was marijuana in the apartment? I don't think so. Or if this man had a gun on him and shot this woman, she's the interloper, she's the burglar, she's the intruder. Right. Would people run and be his champion? I just don't know. And so, actually I do know. But I would just ask people to ask themselves that question. This is something consistent. This happens to be a story that got headlines, thankfully, but there are many other nameless, faceless people who suffer these type of, not just fatal incidents, but just incidents that come with such indignity for black and brown people in this country every day. And people are emboldened to act as these, self-righteous law enforcement officers. Some people don't even carry a badge, and they don themselves these people. So it's just heartbreaking, and my heart goes out to his mother, because I can't imagine what she's going through.
If I could point something out, I would note that a good thing about this situation is that we have experience now. We saw what happened with Trayvon Martin. We saw what happened with other police-involved shootings of young black men. And so when there are these attempts to put out details that may besmirch their character, there's a quick reaction. And I think the fact that we're having this discussion right now, days after this information was made public, and that there was an instant reaction in the community against the publication and dissemination of this detail, shows that people are aware of the dynamic, and they're aware of what's going on and the struggle over the image of the victim and how that can impact how this person may be prosecuted. And so people are aware of what's going on to a degree that they weren't, I think, years ago, and that's a very good thing.
And Joe,
if I can briefly add.
Yes, please.
I'm sorry.
No, please.
Joe, if I can briefly, I want to push back on this idea of normalizing the behavior. It is not normal to search the home of the decedent, as has been indicated. Especially given the facts of this case, she didn't say she was going in and investigating a crime. So if she was performing a police function and going in to investigate a crime, then you search for evidence of that the crime took place. She said she believed that she was in her own apartment in both versions of her story. And so to ask for a warrant to look for evidence of a crime, it's clearly designed to attack the character of the decedent. It's not normal. It's not okay.
Yeah, and to say nothing of the fact that she's saying that he refused a lawful order. I'm not sure you have to do that in your own home when a stranger is in there. I wasn't aware that you had to obey an order from a stranger in the dark and do whatever they say. It's a strange world we live in. Tiffany is going to stick around. Esli Merritt, thank you very much for your time. Eric Deggans, thank you. Delbert Moss, thank you. And up next, AM Joy's 10 to Watch. Stay with us.
It is time that we recognize that lives matter.
That's right.
My son's life matters.
Right.
At 26 years old, he had done so much. So if you extrapolate what he could have done had he reached my age, then you would have seen how much I have lost.
That's what I say about Tupac, man. Tupac died at 26. Look how much he accomplished in his short lifetime. Imagine if he would have lived to 56. And now you see how much we lost. You know what I'm saying? If you could extrapolate that shit until he was my age, you'll see how much I fucking lost. My son did all this great shit by the time he was 26 years old. A great man. Y'all just fucking took that shit from me. He had weed in his apartment. Man, fuck that. I don't even know why he even said that shit. Who put that out? Fox News? Fuck you. So I don't watch news, man. But meanwhile, in Florence, South Carolina, a white dude shoots at 7 cops and kills one of them. He gets taken to jail alive. They won't even say his name. The hypocrisy. The audacity.
Joining me now with reaction, D.L. Hughley, actor, radio host, and author of Black Man, White House, An Oral History of the Obama Years.
Oh, here we go. This is, oh, by the way, this is fucking everything right here. We got someone who looks like a Nazi next to a black guy, which is what I love about Vegas, because I'm sure you're not a Nazi. You might have had a phase, but here's the thing. But you made up with it? I don't know. Maybe you guys met in prison? I don't know what's going on. But what's that? I don't know what the... Only in Vegas, people. That's all I can say. Only... Nazi. Let me tell you something about fucking Nazis, all right? I stand by what Nazis aren't on the rise. There isn't a rising threat of... You know how I know this? I travel the world, okay? I go everywhere. I'm from Virginia. I'm 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, blonde hair, blue eyes. Never once have I been approached by a Nazi to be recruited. I'm a first-round draft pick for the fucking Nazi party, okay? High second round at worst. And no one's ever come up to me like, hello, would you like to hear more about the organization? We have some pamphlets we could show you, perhaps you'll be interested. I see you're working with Jeff Keys in Vegas. Do you know he's a Jew? No one's ever tried to recruit me into the fucking Nazi party. Nazis are, I've never even, look, okay. I was at a hotel a month ago and I saw a fucking ghost. Okay? No, for real. Like I had a little girl, I was like, oh fuck, and then I heard that there was a girl ghost, it freaked me in a Hotel Coronado, right? I think I saw a UFO. I swear to God, I saw a straight male flight attendant, okay? Never seen a Nazi. Never seen a fucking Nazi. Never seen a swastika, except not on a cartoon. I've never seen that shit. I've never even seen a Hitler the only Hitler mustache I ever saw was that brief period when Michael Jordan had it in the 90s, you know what I mean? I'm saying it's not a fucking threat. And even if Nazis were a threat, let's say Nazis were fucking on the rise. Did you guys see the protesters in Charlottesville? Did you see those test tube babies and movie bullies from the 80s with their fucking J. Crew shirts walking around with their stupid fucking Pottery Barn tiki torches? Were they scary? Were you scared of those fucking motherfuckers? What was their big battle hymn? What was their war cry? Jews will not replace us. Going after the Jews, are ya? You know, black people are like, shoo, we off the hook. I thought this isn't about us? Oh, it's cracker versus matzah. Got it. Jews will not replace us. I'm like, yeah, you know, you're right. They're not going to replace you. I don't know a lot of Jewish guys looking to be assistant manager at the Dairy Queen, motherfucker. Not a lot of Walmart greeters named Shecky, okay? Jews, what are you all, accountants? What the fuck would Jews replace you? You know who never complain about Jews replacing them? Black people. Never. You're never going to hear black people. You know why? Because you're never going to hear in your lifetime, subbing in for LeBron James is 5'4" rookie sensation, Rabbi Moshe Leibowitz. That would be awesome, though. Yo, for real. That would be awesome if the whole NBA was replaced by Jews. That'd be hilarious. The sportscaster would just be Jewish moms. This is funny to me. Fuck you. This is what happens when you guys are at work. I fucking smoke weed, and this is shit I think of. A Jewish mom sportscaster for the NBA is fucking... Moshe's unguarded. He goes in for the easy layup. Oy vey, it's another air ball. Well, of course he missed. He doesn't eat. Look how weak he is. Do they feed you down there in Cleveland? I mean, you know, the food down there is terrible. The portions are so small. And he's single. You know that? A man his age is single, yeah. Apparently at the shul, they're saying he's a failure. What's that? The game is over? Anyway, so this is what happens when I smoke weed. But I have a prescription of marijuana because I have a couple broken dreams. So... a couple broken dreams? How come they didn't go after the black people in Charlottesville? They went after the Jews, the little poor little Jews. They didn't go after the black people. You know why they didn't go after? Because they watch sports, yeah. They know they're going to win that war. Because black people are better at every sport ever invented. Can we admit that? Every sport, can we admit that, crackers? They're better at every sport that does not involve water. So here's the thing. That's one of the big mysteries in life, huh? We've all wondered why. You'll be the black president. So what is it? You were on the swim team? And I think you play on a lot of different teams, if you know what I'm saying. You were on a swim team? What, varsity? Take it down a notch, okay? That's rare though, right? It is rare. Huh? Your whole school is black? What school do you go to? North Carolina? You hear a school called T.C. Williams? Remember the Titans movie, Denzel Washington? Yeah, okay, that was my high school, though. My high school was 70% black and 30% terrified. Let me tell you something.
30% terrified.
And I played on the football reverse. I played on the football team. Because every team needs a kicker. And let me tell you something. First of all, most black men find me hilarious. Not you. But most black men love me. Sometimes I feel like a chubby white girl. You know, he unfolded his arms at that joke. Well, yes, my set is mostly based on stereotypes. Here's the thing. I feel like black people usually have a better sense of humor, right? Do you feel that way? Than white? Because white people get really uptight. The only people who really, like, complained about me and shit are usually, like, these uptight white women, like, oh, I can't believe he said that. He said the C word. He said this. First of all, I would never say the C word, okay, because it's totally offensive to cunts. And, guys, I can say that, so my best friends are cunts, okay, seriously. My mom is a half cunt. That makes me a quarter cunt, which is enough for a scholarship, all right? But black people have a better sense of humor because you guys have to fucking, this shit's fucking, it's a fact, yo, it is a fact. No, for real, dude. Because in my high school, man, after games, holy shit. The locker room, I thought I was going to trip over a dick. I felt like Indiana Jones when he fell in the snake, like I'd wave a torch around, so I wouldn't fall over. I would never shower with the team. I just go home with my shoulder pads and cleats like, bye guys, my mommy's gonna wash this. And they mock me, I get taunted from the showers. What's wrong, Cracker? Why don't you shower, Cracker? You scared of artists? You scared of that big black cock? You scared of that big black cock? Finally, I was like, I don't need a shower, coach. I'm going home. Oh, shit, sorry, Jerome. There's your penis. I didn't have my potty barn tiki torch. That's why they carried him to Charlottesville. They didn't want to trip over any counter-protesting black dicks.
Most black people think I'm hilarious, but not you. Yeah.
Welcome to night school. If you don't pass that test, you're out of my class. Focus. Focus!
See, I'll tell you guys about myself. You know, I'm exhausted because I have got a couple kids, and I've got a dog that only I walk, and I've got a fucking house that's kicking my ass, and I've got a wife to go along with the whole fucking package, and it really is making me crazy. I think my house is really kicking my ass the most. I bought it at the worst possible time to buy a house, the height of the real estate market. That's when I was out looking, and I found a place in a soon-to-be gentrified neighborhood. Not sure if you guys know what that means. It means I bought a house for about $700,000 in a shitty neighborhood in hopes that I could fix it up someday and work on it. So eventually one day it might be worth $700,000. And tourists come here all the time. They rub it in my face because it's more affordable to live everywhere else. They give me this business. They're like, hey man, you know what you can buy for $700,000 in Alabama? Look, in Alabama, whole thing. You can buy Alabama. We don't even read. Listen to that shit. You're making me crazy. No one in my neighborhood is fixing up their place except me. I'm the only guy. I live across the street from Blue Tarp Guy. You ever seen that house? It rained and they couldn't afford to fix their shit. And so they put a blue tarp over what they thought was the problem area. And it's like a temporary fix. And then 2 years later, it's still fucking up there. And it's making me crazy. It really is. I find myself scrutinizing every purchase that the guy makes. I'm like, are those fucking new Adidas? That son of a bitch. He comes up a couple months ago and he's like, hey bro, you see Avatar? I'm like, do you fucking see Avatar?
That's a movie?
Fix your roof, dick face. Save up. What the fuck? I don't understand. I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be resourceful, and I'm doing a lot of the work myself. I went to go pick up my first day laborer the other day. Has anyone done that? Have you picked up a day laborer? But not for sex.
Not for sex.
Woo! It's not appropriate. Imagine pick up a fucking day laborer. It's something that's just necessary. If you're gonna do it, if you want to go to Home Depot. And you want to go in the morning. It's very important. You want to get yourself a first-round draft pick. Right? You don't want to show up in the afternoon when the C team's out there. One-eye guy, no gracias. I prefer dos ojos on my day laborer.
Dos ojos
So I show up,
day laborer.
Home Depot,
Wow.
in the morning. 30, 40 guys come running up to the car. I decide I'm going to try to be funny. I'm going to fuck with them a little bit. My horrible Spanish. I say, Toto, I'll take everybody. And they're like, okay, this is great. What are we going to do? Clown car this fucking thing? And they got it, and they started laughing. And then I said, I didn't know how to pick one. So I said, ¿Quién es el más fuerte? Who is the strongest? Then they all started spontaneously flexing. So I turned into day laborer Mr. Olympia all of a sudden. Hector es más fuerte. And that's funny. So now I gotta pick one. I just need one guy. So it becomes this weird Bachelor Rose ceremony where I gotta select my fella. It really does become this day laborer dating game show. It's like contestant number 1, he's 5'2", but don't let that fool you. He can strap a refrigerator on his back like a 12-year-old puts on a summer school backpack. Meet Enrique! Contestant number 2. Not only does he praise the Lord Jesus, his name's Jesus!
Jesus!
Now let's do some question and answer, shall we? Contestant number 1. What do you think about the disparaging comments made by General Stanley McChrystal about Barack Obama in the Rolling Stone magazine article, and also what do you think about Barack Obama's reaction? I can do the plumbing. He can do the plumbing. Good answer. Contestant number 2, same question. Okay, well, first of all, I don't think this could have come at a worse time for Barack Obama. With unemployment approaching 10% and his popularity waning, this is really horrible timing. As far as the comments made by General Stanley McChrystal, if this is indicative of the kind of decision-making that is going on in Afghanistan, it's appropriate that he is no longer holding down that position, and we're lucky to have somebody as capable as Stanley Petraeus available to help out. As far as the comments and the reaction by President Barack Obama, I feel that he had to assert himself as the commander-in-chief and also confirm the civilian control of the military. In conclusion, I'd like to add that I can also do the plumbing. So, me and Jesus go driving off, and it's awkward. It's first date awkward. We want to be talking to each other, but we're not. My Spanish is horrible. You just heard some of it. His English is non-existent. We know we're cool guys. We want to be talking, but just nothing's happening. We're actually going from Glendale to Burbank to go to IKEA. You ever go to IKEA and you see the kitchen Okay? You go and you see the kitchen, you're like, this is affordable and it's nice. Don't do it, all right? It's a trap. If you have a difficult time assembling the bookcase, do not ante up to the fucking kitchen. Stakes are high. Even Jesus knew. He goes, "Aquí es el diablo." Even he was aware. He knew. So we're driving, and nothing's happened. We're looking at each other, blushing, and we want to be talking like guys want to be talking. You want to call somebody gay, you want to go talk about shortcuts, you pick up some liquor store sandwiches. That's what I suspect that you do when you're two guys working, but nothing's going on. Now, we need something to bond over, but luckily for a relationship, we spot an African-American woman at a bus stop with humongous boobs. Big, racism-ending boobs. Jesus sees the boobs, I see the boobs. Jesus turns to me and takes a chance and says, "Te gusta chichis negra?" I got this. Sí, me gusta chichis negra. Jesus, me gusta. Friendship formed.
I like black titties.
At that moment, I realized I had more in common with this day laborer than my two brothers and my wife. And we held that with us for the rest of the day. It was amazing what it did for a relationship. And you really do need a buddy in this situation. I'm not sure if anyone's assembled a large amount of IKEA shit at one time, but it's one of the most frustrating things you'll ever do in your entire life. I was so pissed off at one point I was ready to drive back to IKEA, kidnap anybody in a yellow and blue polo, take them hostage, do like this Baghdad-style videotape with an Allen wrench to their temple, saying either this shit gets assembled in a line properly or this fucker dies. And throw in some meatballs because Jesus is starving. No matter how frustrated I got. I was at my worst moment where I was putting together a pantry that was in a box this thick. And this shit was everywhere. It was fucking horrible. And I got up and I had a tear in my eye and I walked away and I was just about to lose it when Jesus caught me and goes, "Hey, chichis negra." Thanks, man. I'm sorry. I forgot. Chichis negra. You're right.
I realize I got more in common with Jesus than my two brothers and my wife. Okay, they don't like black
The
kids.
all-new Honda Insight with an EPA rating of 51 mpg city. Finally, good-looking hybrid.
Supposed to do
The white guy
box
jokes.
shit I was telling you guys about. Like I was trying to get some boxes, just some simple shit that I need to do. I'm always like such a procrastinator with any sort of work around the house. I was supposed to do yesterday. I ended up being on the fucking phone with Time Warner for like 6 hours. Like, what is that? Just fucking fix this. Like, fix. It doesn't mean like I got the shit installed. Stop working immediately. A call, you know. Thank you for calling Time Warner Cable. My name is Michael. How may I help you? Michael. Yeah, so my name is Michael. Thank you for calling Time Warner Cable. We don't have the best internet service. We have the fastest internet service you can. This is like the fastest internet service you can have. So what is it? What is the reason you are calling for today? My internet's down, dude. You guys just fucking installed it. It's out. Like, what happened? Okay, so I'm so sorry to hear about it. So just devastating to hear about it. You just put your internet in and it's out already? That's so bad. I would be so mad with my internet, you know. I love surfing the web. Is a great thing. Just so I can give you the most best excellent service that I can give you, can I please have your name, sir? Amir Kamil, that's my full name, Amir Kamil. Okay, so thank you, Amir Kamil, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for providing that information, sir. This is great for you. Okay, so what is the problems you're having? I already fucking told you the internet. Okay, so yeah, I understand. I'm so sorry to hear the internet is down. I get the internet is down. It's a very bad thing. Just to make sure that I give you the top-notch quality service that we will provide for, can you please give me the last 4 digits of your social security number?
What?
2514, man. 25. Okay, so thank you so much. Those are great numbers to have at the end of your Such a great number to have at your social security. Thank you for bearing with me in this such a difficult time. So you for not. Since you don't have internet, so I understand it's very difficult for you not to be having the service, and you want the service, you pay for the service. Why shouldn't you have the service? You should have it. Sir, there's just a couple more questions that we can get to assisting you, sir. You know, just to make sure that we have everything correct in the system for you, just to protect your identity. So what was the first street that you grew up on? Is it? What the fuck are you talking about, man? What, is this fucking a joke? No, sir, not a joke at all. I wish it was a joke, you know, I love joke. I love to tell a joke, you tell a joke, I'll tell a joke. This is not a joke, so just really we need, okay, it's Trenton Avenue. That's the fucking street I grew up on, Trenton Avenue. Okay, so thank you very much. I happen to grow up on Pockets Valley Avenue, and that's what the street I grew up on, but I like Trenton is good too. Right? Thank you for providing me with that information, so you are really good at giving me the information that I request. Your information is really good information, and it helps me to assist you with what we are trying to accomplish today. This is a very important service to get the service back running for yourself. Alright man, like what the fuck, it's out, what do I need to do? So, let me ask you really quickly just one question. Have you tried to reset your modem? Yo dude, Michael, I did that 7 times before I fucking called you. Yes, I tried to reset the modem. Okay sir, I understand. Okay, you did the first step, that's great that you did that. So, excellent that you reset the modem, and I'm so proud of you for doing that. So, as a valued customer of Time Warner Cable, you are such an excellent customer. I will make a note of that. You are great. Alright man, what the fuck do I have to do? Oh sir, that's it. Just in case, we need to verify one last thing, if you can just don't mind it. We have just a couple other things out. If you can just please tell me what was your favorite song in 1998? What the fuck? I just want my internet fucking fixed, bro. Sir, I'm not your bro. What does it mean is bro? What do you know? So I understand your frustration. I am really upset with this whole thing as well. But if you can just, you know what? Fuck this. I'll figure it out, man. I'm just gonna, fuck this. I gotta go, Michael. So just before you leave, how would you rate this conversation? Michael, this is the worst experience I have ever fucking had. In the thing, I felt like we were fucking fighting. You don't even know what you're doing. So I don't know what I'm doing. So you're alright. How would you rate this fight? 1 being a minor spat, and 10 being an all-out knuckle-down brawl, you know? You know what, dude? Michael, let me just talk to a supervisor. So you just give me one more piece of information. So, for the supervisor, we want to talk to the supervisor? What was the code to Mike Tyson's punch out, sir? If you could just provide me that service for Mike Tyson, I can give you the best and most fast. Yo guys, this joke was over like 3 hours ago. I didn't know where to go with it, and I kept looking at you guys and like, maybe they want a little more. And I know you guys gave up on me, and I was like, fuck, I wish I had an ending. But that's how it feels with those fucking calls. Yo, I'm Amir K, man. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys ever go to traffic court? I love it. One of my favorite things to do. I fight every single ticket I get. I don't have anything to do in the daytime. And you learn a lot when you go to traffic court. You do. Biggest thing I learned is that ethnic people, sometimes we go because we cannot afford the ticket. That's why an ethnic person is typically in traffic court. Right? I don't care how many ethnic people there are, there's always one white dude. And he's there because he wants justice. He has money for the ticket, and he comes with a case, bro. He watches Law and Order. He's got pictures, receipts. We just come with a yellow sheet of paper and a hope and prayer that the cop doesn't show up. Even if you're blind, you know who the white guy is. If you're blind, you'll know who the white guy is. White dude never knows how to use the podium mic. Never. Oh, you're what? Latinos, you're there, you got your own section. Mexicans, they have their own section. There's like an ESL class going on. They have no idea what the translator has. I think the judge is guilty. The judge is guilty. What the hell are you saying? What are you doing? Brothers don't care. If you want to have fun, go watch a black dude in traffic court. They don't give a fuck. Last time I was there, I saw a brother there with a ticket from 1998. How the hell you get that extended so long? And you know this, there's only 3 things you can say when you go to the podium. Guilty, not guilty, no contest. That's it. Brother walked up to the mic, looked the judge dead in the eye. I'm not going to get you. Nah.
Nah.
We good, motherfucker. This dude pleaded nah, we good. Pandemonium in the Mexican section. They have no idea what the hell is happening. The next Latino dude that came to the podium, one of the cutest things I've ever seen. He was getting coached. He was 40. Nada de good. ¿Cómo se dice manejando? I was driving for this. I was just going for this way, yeah. And then I hear the whoop! So I put it for the side. I go from the side. And I'm waiting, but the guy not coming. Why you putting the whoop and you're not coming for what? So I waited. And then I just go. That's when I hit the guy. Hey! Congratulations for the graduation. Because he's wearing a gown. They don't know what the fuck is going on. They don't know what's going on. Dude, I'm making fun of other races. That was a 5-minute light, right? I'm making fun of all the races, but if you ever, I don't know, what's your name, dude? Phil, if you ever go to traffic work and you see one of these guys, the Iranian guy, just fucking leave. You're dead. They will talk about, they're just there to make it. Good evening, Your Honor. Good afternoon, good morning. Looking great today. Very on, Your Honor, I was on time, I came on the American citizen. I was here, I came into the theater, Your Honor. I was driving in my BMW, 7 Series. All leather, very nice. Fully loaded package, have a panorama. The roof have a panorama. Or pulling reverse, you have a camera watching them behind everything. Anyway, I was driving this very expensive car all the way. Very smooth.
Just going very smooth. I think the guy, I didn't see the guy, he was hiding or something like that. Something illegally. I know something illegally. Then I'm going, coming behind me, okay? So fast the guy coming behind me, and I pull over. And then you know, she coming to my window. He's such an attitude. I don't know what is he have a fight with his wife or something. He's not my problem. So anyway, he's telling me, I pull over, you are going so fast. I said, I'm going fast? How the fuck you catch me? I'm going fast, you're going fast, okay. Hey, you're on here. You like Persian food? Come here, man. Thank you guys very much.
For Democrats to take control of the Senate, they need a net gain of 2 seats, and that means they can barely afford to lose any of their own.
Mexicans are dope, dude. I love Mexican people. The funniest thing I ever heard in my life came from a Mexican dude. It was actually St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. It was St. Patrick's Day last year at a DUI checkpoint. Right? I pull up to the checkpoint. It's a big drinking holiday. They got checkpoints everywhere. I pull up to the checkpoint. Windows roll down. The cops wave me on, so I'm cool. But I always got to look to see who they have pulled over. Right? I always look. I don't know if you look. What is going on? I know. I look to see who they got pulled over. It's an older Mexican dude sitting on the curb. And I'm talking like just got here from, with the fucking cowboy hat and thing. Yeah, the white ball can. Hey. The fucking rooster on the back of the truck. That motherfucker, he's sitting on the curb wasted. I'm talking, he's hammered. And he's sitting looking at the cop. This is what I hear him say word for word. This is what he says to the cop right here. St. Patrick's Day is for Mexicans too. What the fuck? I was like, what the hell? I wanted to, why it was such a good scene. Like, I wanted to videotape it, but there was too many cops watching. So I'm like, fuck it. I pulled over. This is fucked up. I pulled over and I was just watching the scene. Dude, it was the funniest shit. He was, for them, and for them, I'm fucking drunk. I did the St. Patrick's Day. Woo! Everybody drinking, they drink beer. It's my asthma. Hey! What is that? Maybe you're drunk. No, shit. What is, hey, I was driving fine. And then you got putting the stop sign for what? It's for me to pull over, tell you I'm fucking drunk. I could keep driving, just say I'm fucking drunk. Shit. Why didn't I pull over again? This guy is fucking drunk. Let me go. This is okay. I don't say nothing. You can freeze it. No problem. Hey! Hey! Did you let me go? Did you let me go? the St. Patrick's Day? I don't have nothing. Hey, Bob, I think that if I cannot drink it for St. Patrick's Day, it's okay. Hey, pero you cannot drink it por Cinco de Mayo.
If I can't drink on St. Patrick's Day, you can't drink on Cinco de Mayo. Everybody's drinking the green beer.
This is great to be here, man, with my people. I swear to God, it's so nice. It is so nice. I perform all over the country, and recently I was in Alabama. See, the people are already laughing because they know it's not the place for me. I swear, I was there and I knew as soon as I got off the airplane, the Iranian population in Alabama went up 100%. I don't belong there. And when I got on the airplane, it was not like this nice mixed crowd, smiling faces. It was all white. And not normal white people like we have here in California. Every person on this plane looked like they were on an episode of Hoarders one time. 3 teeth per whole mouth. And you can just smell the racism coming from... I swear to God, it smells like fart and popcorn. That's the smell of racism. And these 2 fat guys in the front looking at me. I get on the airplane with my carry-on, happy to go. I don't know why I'm happy to go. I'm going. And the guy's staring like this. And then the one guy looked at his friend. He bumped his friend. He said, "These 2 fat racist." He bumped his friend. He said, "Watch your ass, Chip." I think we got one on here. Immediately, my smile goes away, goes to this face. I start messing with him. I start to look at the exit extra careful, right? I'm like, I swear to God, I did one of these. Allah. I wasn't finished. I'm a comedian. I'm gonna mess with these guys. I hate racist people. I have to get to my seat. I'm not done. And they're still staring at me. They're sitting right about here, and I'm walking back. I keep the same mean face. I keep it. And I'm walking. And I get here, I stop. Right here, I stop. And I just lean over and I gently whisper. I just gently whisper in the guy's ear. Don't be a hero. And then I go take my seat and just watch him the whole time screaming, oh my God. So nervous the whole flight. They're looking back. I didn't know what to do. At one point, they keep 3 hours into the flight. I'm like, what the fuck? They keep looking. I just look at them and I said, October 13th. I have no idea what the fuck that means. I hope nothing bad happened on October 13th. All I know is they are gonna be shitting in their pants on October 13th.
So I just got back from Las Vegas. Oh yeah. They say it's what do they say? They say it's Disneyland for adults. Really? One of those places like this evil machine that sucks your wallet dry and tears families apart. And the other place is Las Vegas. Oh yeah. If this is the happiest place on earth, then Vegas is the herpiest place on earth. And everything's so late there. Like my first night there, I got home at 4 p.m. Because someone convinced me to go to a strip club. Anyone here been to a strip club before? 3 fucking honest.
All right. I gotta get ready to get some other shit done today. I'll probably be out the house most of the day today. I gotta do some episodes of the show this afternoon. And so hopefully that's gonna go well. I have to get ready for that part. Oh, shit. Oh, but I'll be back here later on this evening. Peace, guys.